BTeam, Kenny?
Oh, yeah.
BTeam closed it. BTeam shutting down.
So there's
Are they shutting down, or is Craig just leaving? What's the story? You got the scoop?
So I think what I've been able to deduce is Craig is leaving BTeam. I don't think that there's specifics released to the public, but if I had to speculate, it's probably because Craig is a world traveler and it's hard to be the head professor of a school that you're
never there,
not at, and then I don't think he's not a U.S. citizen, so he's over here on visas. So he's like, his time is limited. You know what I mean? He's over here to work, and I don't think he's trying for citizenship either because he travels all the time. So I don't know. I think a couple of things. One, that's probably a large factor into it. Let me turn it over to the guys that are the acting roles of head professor at the school, which would be Nikki Ryan. Two, I think the BTeam, as far as like the name and what it represented, it had a purpose and it did its job. And I think that job's kind of done. If what's the point of being the jiu-jitsu villain if the jiu-jitsu hero, and I'm throwing that in air quotes, i.e. Gordon Ryan, isn't competing anymore? Like, Gordon hasn't officially announced retirement, but he hasn't had a match in how long now?
Maybe over 2 years almost.
Yeah. Well, since 80, it'll be a year because of ADCC last year, but it's a year. And then he didn't have a match before ADCC for it was like 6 or 8 months. So it's like,
yeah, I mean,
what are you the villain against? What are you fighting against if the person you're fighting
all these guys are such high level that, and we've talked about this privately, whether it's with their podcast or whether it's with anything, that they're such a high level and they're so young that scheduling and competing,
right,
and teaching and running a school and podcasting is going to be so hard to stay consistent. And you're young and you got your DMs. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and you're still it's going to be so hard to be consistent at that age. I know I probably couldn't have done it you know what I mean? I couldn't have done this podcast in my 20s as much as if I wanted to. I'd have been like, hey dude, can't podcast tomorrow. I'm still at the beach.
Right.
Like, stay, you know what I mean? I'd be doing something. I'd be like, had a wild night last night. I'd be very inconsistent. So that had to be a huge factor in it. And so, you know, and they're all so good. Like, why they're all going to share the money when they could all just do individually and make their own money?
Right. I think
You know
something
what I mean?
that you had kind of mentioned when we were talking about it privately was Craig can step away and he could take like an extended break. Sometimes I think it can be refreshing for a brand, but he can step away for, let's call it 3 to 6 months. Ghost, doesn't post after, like, let's say CGI 2 happens, goes off without a hitch, massive event, super cool, sells out, some of the best fights in jiu-jitsu of the year, and everybody's happy, right? Teams,
You'll see him in the corners at UFCs and stuff, but like, he's not talking.
Right. He just isn't. And then he could take 3 to 6 months off of social media, come back with some viral Craig knows how to do it post, and skyrocket right to the top again. You know what I mean? He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, just
like,
a picture of his fucking pink Lincoln with plane tickets to Texas.
Right.
On it. And his cryptic. And people freak the fuck out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Almost almost
He's
the
coming back.
less is more. You know what I mean? The if I drop a nugget of knowledge, people will speculate 1,000 stories from it, and none of them true. But that's part of what makes it fun and exciting. That's why these conspiracy theories that I throw out are fun to think about, because it's just like it's just a different take on it, and it's like, it's so wild, but it could happen. Like, it's grounded in reality, but it's not reality.
Yeah, as a WWE mark and geek, it happens all the time. It happens so much in pro wrestling. Usually a wrestler gets injured and then he's gone for months. And then when he comes back, the pop is huge. And then it happens with the Roman Reigns right now. Roman Reigns has wrestled for 12 years straight. Now he's on a contract where he only wrestles like 3-4 months a year. He just showed up last week. Place went fucking bananas. No one's seen him in a long time. And just sometimes you disappear for a while. You come back stronger.
Yeah.
It's hard to do. It's hard to do as a content person. It's hard to, like for me, if I felt like if I disappeared for a while, I could get forgot about. Craig's at this status where no one's going to forget Craig Jones.
Right.
He's overlapped into MMA. He's overlapped into almost like real world culture.
Like Connor did for
and
MMA.
in jiu-jitsu.
There's people that have never watched an MMA fight in their life, let alone a Conor fight, but they know who Conor McGregor is, even at a glance. Like, oh, I know who that face is. You know what I mean? Craig is on the cusp of becoming that, you know?
I would say more people know who Craig Jones is than any other jiu-jitsu athlete right now.
Including Gordon Ryan.
Including Gordon Ryan.